and gentlemen, welcome back to the Arugas Fantasy Football League. I'm Ricky Francis, joined here by Evan Palea.
That's right, folks. We're back for another thrilling week of power rankings. And as the weeks go by, the injuries increase, which we saw a lot of this week. In particular, which leaves some managers starting players they didn't even know existed last week.
Absolutely. Now this is the part of the season where depth, it really does matter. Okay, luck starts to kick in for some more than others, and desperation trades, well, they start flying faster than a Bijan Robinson 81-yard touchdown.
So strap in, because here are Week 6 power rankings. Take it away.
Thank you, Evan. Oh, I will. All right, at 14, remaining at 14, we have Blame It on the Juice. Yet another weak performance, okay? Trevor Lawrence and Ashton Genty did just enough, but the rest of the team wasn't there to come through, okay? 5 single-digit performances won't do it for this team, okay? However, there may be a team this week that did have 5 single-digit players and got the win. So, again, we talk about luck. This is that, and we will get into that later on in the broadcast. Over to you, Evan, for 13.
Yes, indeed. And coming in at 13, we have a climber, last week's last place. Now in 13th, we have Madam Presidents. And she picks up the Week 6 dub as Josh Allen and DJ Moore were able to get her over the edge and secure the win over Bijan Mustard. The return of Josh Jacobs for this team is showing. He put up 93 yards, rushing for 2 touchdowns. And another standout performance, the Broncos' just the defense put up 17 points with 9 sacks against the New York Jets. Josh Allen will have a bye week coming into Week 7, so we may see Jared Goff have to step up to bat.
Absolutely. Now, at 12, we have my New Jersey 69ers. The most unfortunate loss of the week, if I say so myself. You know, when Cam Skattebo puts up a scat trick and Wan'Dale Robinson gets you 84 yards plus a touchdown to combine for 51 points, which, by the way, a little spoiler alert, it's only 10 points less than what our reigning champ put up this week, okay?
Woo.
But, hey, we're going to move on from that. You'd expect those two kind of performances to start you off on Thursday night and get you on track for a win, right? Let me tell you, you are wrong, okay? This loss came down to getting extremely unlucky. Nothing more, okay? The team played well enough to total 134 points, which is the third highest score this week, okay? But here's the rub, all right? As most of you know, I'm a San Francisco 49ers fan, okay? And as most of you also know, the kicker for the 49ers before week 2 of this season was atrocious. His name is Jake Moody. Okay, Jake Moody in week 2 this year, he got cut from the Niners. The Bears picked him up. He had him on practice squad. They play him on Monday night. Now, I had the chance to start him, but I said Jake Moody has sucked for 2 years. I'm not going to do it. Jake Moody would have won me this game.
Indeed. And you know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and pop up the text conversation that you sent me before the Bears game started on your thoughts on the Jake Moody situation, so everyone can see what you said and predict it to come true. Now here at number 11, we have Team Poopy Fart going down the ranks. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs, you suck. Kyle Pitts, you're trash. Courtland Sutton, really? I mean, this is the week you decide to underperform? Poopy Fart still managed to put up 125 points this week, which was enough to beat 10 of the 13 other teams. However, unfortunately, Team Poopy Fart is on a 3-week streak of his opponent scoring 145 plus points against him. Team Poopy Fart now also leads the league in points allowed with 804, which is 30 points now behind Gale, and 221 points behind the 5-1 Jason. Fart has nothing else to report.
Now, let me ask you, because you say behind, and by that you mean more points have been scored against your team. Yeah?
Yes, I'm in the lead here. Yep.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify for the viewers at home, all right? Now, this does bring us to our number 10. We have Too Pretty It Hurts. Okay, Hurts picks up the win over Blame It on the Juice. Hurts saw an exceptional performance from Brian Thomas Jr., who put up 28 points. And, finally, it seems like we've been waiting for this guy to go off. And he finally did. Now, Justin Herbert, fine performance, 18 points. We'll take that. But the standout performance, honestly, it's from Jameson Williams of the Detroit Lions. He puts up 18 points as the wide receiver 2. He's realistically the 5th option on that offense. And he scores a touchdown, helping them secure the win this week.
Indeed. Now coming in at number 9, we have Bijan Mustard. A.J. Brown has officially had his second best performance this season, which is only 14 points. He had 6 receptions on 9 targets. 49ers' new kicker, Eddie Pinheiro, tops last week's performance by 1 point, getting 18 points. But the standout performer for the team, Devon Achane. He had 128 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Absolutely. At 8, we have Team Snides. Okay, now, everything good comes to an end, and Team Snides' win streak, unfortunately, comes to an end, being defeated by Noah's Nasty, okay? Heading into Monday Night Football, Snides had a chance for Caleb Williams and Bill Merritt to cover enough points and to take the win. Unfortunately, that did not happen. This team saw a huge performance from George Pickens, who had 9 receptions and 168 yards and a touchdown. Now, I guess the question is, CeeDee Lamb is projected to come back. Okay, is this going to eat away at that, or will Pickens keep this high level of performance? I mean, obviously for Team Snides, you hope that he does, but might not be the case.
Indeed. Now coming in at number 6, we have, number 7. We have Noah's Nasty. Now, Bijan Robinson, good Gandhi, 35.8 fantasy points. He had 170 yards rushing on 19 attempts and a touchdown. And additionally, he had 6 receptions for 68 yards. And Ted McMillan had a decent week with 2 touchdowns and 17.9 fantasy points, which outscored David Montgomery and Marvin Harrison Jr., who only put up 13.2 points combined. Now listen, Nasty is lucky to have won this week, facing up against an underperforming team.
I'd have to agree with you there. And at 6, we have a team who is not lucky to face an underperforming team. In fact, this was just an onslaught, an avalanche of points from our 6th ranked Justice Gang. Jonathan Taylor. I've been saying it for weeks now. He's going to end up as the RB1 on the season. He just is, folks, barring an injury, which we've seen tons of so far.
Right.
But he found the end zone, rushed for over 100 yards. He just did what Jonathan Taylor does, okay? Trey McBride, DK Metcalf did the same. Both found the end zone. Drake London, my goodness, seems to be the only receiver on the Falcons last night against the Bills. And of course, let's not forget the 3rd-string running back on the Chargers, who put up 22 points. And then, of course, Cameron Dicker with 17. Oh, he's a kicker, by the way.
Right, yes.
With 17 points.
Indeed.
My goodness.
Can't say I'm shocked by the performance from this team this week.
You know what? Can I halt something? I just, randomly on the air, I feel like this is worthy of a manager of the week. Would you not say so?
I think you're right. I
agree.
think you might be right here.
Okay.
It was a good lineup this week. We found DK Metcalf in the starting lineup instead of on the bench, which was recommended by Jason a couple weeks back. We saw this Chargers 3rd-string running back picked up in the waiver wire, and he put up he put up 22 points. It's ridiculous. So yeah, we can go ahead and reward a manager of the week.
Congratulations, Gail.
Well, that brings us to number 5. Ridley Me This. Batman begins his way descending down the ranks. And a whole bunch of red Qs and an unpromising future for this now defeated team as he slowly starts to drop from his previous top rank, which was number 1. Now, round 1 pick, Puka Nacua. Marvin Harrison Jr., who we acquired through the trade for Ted McMillan. And Calvin Ridley all went out of their games early, and as I said, have big fat Qs for week 7. This led Batman to now hold the title for lowest scoring game I think we've all ever seen in fantasy football at 62.64. Giving Bust of the Week to damn near everybody.
I'd have to agree with you. And you know what, Evan? To go even further, I've seen teams that are managed by ghost managers. We all know those guys who forget to set their lineup. Yeah, I've seen those teams put up more than 62 points in a week. I mean, this is just this was something
it's a hard pill to swallow.
Very hard. Probably like this big.
Indeed.
At 4, Poopy Fart's fiance. After being defeated by the winless 69ers last week, PFF rebounds by defeating the undefeated, really me this, Batman, back-to-back monstrous weeks from running back Rico Dowdle, who may be seeing a solid future on this strange and interesting Panthers team. Okay? Dowdle put up a 200-yard game between rushing and receiving. 183 yards rushing, 4 receptions, and a touchdown. PFF will hope to have Bucky Irving out soon, and his return date is still uncertain. Now the thing is, Chuba Hubbard, he also might be coming back soon. Does this then eat into Dowdle? Is there going to be a week where PFF sees Dowdle decrease without Bucky back just yet? That's why we're sticking here at 4. But who's to say next week could be a monster game once again?
That's right. And in a perfect world with Chuba Hubbard returning, we see Rico Dowdle definitely going to take a hit, even at half the points. That's still 15. And with a returning Bucky Irving, if he's putting up over 20, it's still a win-win situation.
That's a win-win.
Now, listen, at number 3, we've got... we're in our top 3 now, folks. Here we go. We've got Team McKenna, Patrick Mahomes, Jamar Chase, Rams Just the Defense, Sam Laporta, and Kyren Williams all contributed greatly to McKenna's 140-point performance. Mahomes had 3 throwing touchdowns, 1 rushing, and threw for 247 yards. That's 4 total touchdowns on the day. And the Rams Just the Defense had 4 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries, and an interception over their win over the Baltimore Ravens. Jamar Chase, Kyren Williams, Sam Laporta, all finding the end zone as well.
And you know, you really don't ask for much more than for a player to find the end zone as often as some of these guys do. For Jamar Chase, it's a huge turnaround. Kyren is now on a little bit of a touchdown streak. Sam Laporta seems to be finding his footing in that Lions offense. You know, he was a big question mark coming into this season. So this could be a huge turnaround for Team McKenna.
That's right. And listen, congratulations to Patrick Mahomes, the most valuable player on this team yet again. I mean, we've seen some consistency out of Mr. Kerm.
Yeah, and you know what? He's getting a huge upgrade this week. I mean, we're going to see criminal Rashee Rice come back this week. That could be a game changer.
I know these Chiefs are definitely on the turnaround. Listen, it's unfortunate. It's not something we all want to see as NFL fans. We were kind of happy seeing the way they started their season, but Rashee Rice is back. Pat Mahomes might be back, and yeah, this Chiefs team might be scary.
In it. It's scary. Now this does bring us to 2. Now, buddy, do you want to take it or do you want me to take it?
Number 2?
Yeah.
I can take number 2.
It's up to you.
Sure, why not? I'll go ahead and take number 2 here. Number 2 here is going to be still No Balls Allowed, keeping her spot. This is such an unfortunate and undeserved loss from No Balls Allowed, who only needed 13 points between Matt Prater and Deebo Samuel, which absolutely should have been a walk in the park. And 100%. Matthew Stafford underperformed fantasy-wise against the Ravens, who are in shambles, right? There's not much more he really could have done. I mean, that Ravens defense so easy to pick apart. It was essentially just a rest week for him. All right, and then, an amazing performance, amazing show we saw from JSN, who put up 162 yards and a touchdown. Even Cooper Kupp with a touchdown, the 2 little Seahawks receivers finding the zone. Now, Saquon Barkley easily could be up here in Bust of the Week, but we decided to go with Deebo Samuel, who underperformed Monday night when he needed to step up the bat the most. And that's it. No balls allowed. We'll keep her number 2 position, as we believe we will see more consistency throughout, as we've said in the past.
Absolutely. And, you know, it is always disappointing when a player does reach out and say, hey, I've got you. Don't worry. I'll take care of you. How many points do you need? And then he just doesn't do it. So you sit there and you think to yourself, okay, what's really going on here? I don't know. Maybe that heel is a bigger problem than we anticipated. But we'll see this upcoming week. That's for sure. This does bring us to our number 1, remaining at number 1, team Do It Lady. My goodness. Now, we alluded to this earlier in the broadcast.
Yes, we did.
There was a team with 5 single-digit performances and still were able to win. That's this team. Now, I'm sure we're all wishing that we could have that luck, but unfortunately, we cannot. Okay, an extremely lucky win for this team from Do It Lady, who had a couple of questionable players heading into Week 7. But now, here's the thing. Garrett Wilson will be out for, we don't know. We've heard that he avoided a serious injury, but we still are awaiting a timeline. Egbuka is out with a hamstring, and we're seeing that could be a 3-week return timeline. You know, this team is going to be without a couple star wide receivers for at least 2 weeks. Now, Do It Lady doesn't have many wide receiver options as replacements, but is known for being willing to make a solid or bold trade, okay? Now, having picked up the win this week, at the end of the day, it's going to keep them in the number 1 spot, okay? Here is a look at what the power rankings were last week, and now the current Week 6 rankings. Some slight movement happening with this week's biggest climber being Justice Game.
And now as bye weeks continue and IR grows, many lineups have holes. We'll see a lot of question marks and a lot of questionable start-sit decisions on the horizon. But for now, that's all from us. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you in Week 7.